Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. Just in case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Now, today we are doing a full body flexibility practice, but it's going to be a wall practice. So if you have some wall space, or maybe the back of a couch, the side of a car, the side of a bed, anything at all to use as a prop, find a little bit of space to move around that thing, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to start with our legs up the wall. Now you can move your mat nice and close if you'd like. Scooch up and against the wall though, and then try to bring your legs up. And if this is your first time doing this, might be a little bit weird to get your legs up the wall, so scooch around, maybe try 1 or 2 times. But really, we just want to rest our legs, our feet against something. So we can just relax the toes and the ankle. Let all of the blood flow from our feet back down through the legs towards the rest of our body. Now you can keep your legs together. You can bring some space between your feet, or a lot of space between your feet. Maybe feeling an inner leg stretch as the legs get wider and wider. But whatever is comfortable. And you can rest your arms anywhere. And let your eyes close. Breathe softness into your body. Give yourself permission to slow down your day. And maybe, just maybe, you can even forget about whatever happens to be on your mind. You notice your belly moving. And you relax a little bit more. And we are going to be moving shortly. We will be moving into a twist with our legs over towards the left side. But before you do that, an option would be to take your left hand, turn your palm to face down, bend your elbow and tuck your hand or your fingertips just lightly underneath your back. So you can feel the shoulder, maybe the chest. Now you might even decide to stay here should you want to skip the twist and do the shoulder. You could stay in the wide straddle, stretch the inner legs. You've got options. But maybe you'll come into the twist with or without your hand underneath your back. So if you've got your left leg out to the side right now, just leave it there. But maybe you can help the right leg come all the way over. And if we can bring our feet to the ground, you can keep the legs straight or you can bend the knees. Try to bring the feet all the way to the ground if you can. Now, your shoulder might stop you from going that far. So you can decide if you're going to keep your hand underneath your back or take it out. And also, we're twisting. So let's keep our right shoulder down. Maybe reach your right arm out wide. Finally, if you do want to add a little love for your neck, you could turn your chin over towards the right. Let's stay as you are for another breath or two. We'll be bringing our legs back up the wall. We'll be taking our hand out from under us. And if you did start in the white straddle, you might go there again. You might not. Just a moment to reset. Notice how you are feeling so far. And then deciding if your right hand will be tucking underneath your back with the palm facing down. Maybe it's just your fingers. Maybe it's the whole hand. Maybe you decide to skip the twist. But we'll be bringing our left leg all the way over. Again, legs can stay straight, legs can bend. If you can get your feet to come all the way to the ground, let them. But just know that your shoulder might stop you from going that far. So be gentle, move slow. That left shoulder, let's keep it on the ground. And finally, you could turn your chin to the left. Take another breath or two on this side. And then you can start to lift your legs up. Take your hand out. You can keep your legs together this time if you were bringing them wide. But rest your arms wherever's comfy. Take a moment just to notice once again. How do you feel? We're going to be bringing our left foot on top of the right leg. Maybe it's the shin, the outer edge of that left foot. Maybe it is the quad for our figure four. Try to rest on the outer edge of that left foot. Try to keep your low back against the ground. Flex your left foot too. And your right leg might stay straight, or it might bend a little bit if you need some more. Bringing your foot down the wall, keeping the low back down. Feeling that left glute. Just another moment on this side, and then we will switch. So you can start to send that left leg back up the wall. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. And then that right foot, maybe it's resting on your shin. Try to touch the outer edge of that foot to your left leg. Maybe it is the quad. A little press of the low back into the ground, though, a little flex of that right foot too. And if you need a little extra, you can try to bring your left foot down the wall. Awesome, Rick. You guys take another moment. And then you can uncross your legs, send your right leg back up. Maybe give the legs just a little bit of a shake if you'd like. And then we're actually gonna come off of the wall. So you can roll over. We're gonna come up, two seated, but facing the wall. So we're gonna bring our feet against it. So it's gonna help point our toes up. So bring your heels nice and close, rest your toes against the wall too. You might have a bend through your knees. Your legs might be a little bit straighter. But bring your hands kind of behind you slightly. Push into your fingertips a little bit. Keep the knees nice and soft. Push into those fingertips to lengthen through your spine. And then maybe you can start to tip forwards. Still pushing into the fingertips a little bit, but trying to lift your chest up and off of your low back as you fold. With nice soft knees. You might still be pushing into the ground, or maybe your hands come in front. Your arms could rest at your sides or on top of your legs. But let the wall keep your feet in place. Keep them flat as possible. Let the length come into the legs. So just try to breathe. Try to relax. And we just want to lift the chest up and off of the low back, whether you're sitting tall or folding forward. Now, if you're folding right now, take just another breath, but maybe lift your chest slightly as you inhale. Maybe fold a little bit more as you exhale. And then you can lift all the way up. You can bend our knees, give them a hug or a little squeeze. And then we're going to be scooching up against the wall. Again, we're not going to bring our legs up, but get your left hip maybe nice and close, your left shoulder nice and close, and then lift your arm up. Bring your hand in line with your shoulder if you can, palm against the wall, and maybe your left ear can touch too. Opening up through the chest. Now you can keep the arm straight, or you could take a peek. You could bend the elbow, but try to keep the elbow in line with the shoulder and your hand going straight up from the elbow. And maybe that left shoulder can stay close to the wall. Maybe the ear too. But just another breath or two, and then you can start to release. Let your arm come down, flip around, spin around. Get nice and snug with the hip, the shoulder, the ear. But let's add our arm. Start with it straight. Find it's a little gentler. The arm straight, but maybe your hand can be somewhat in line with the shoulder. Try to touch the ear. Now maybe you stay here. You want to try to bend the elbow. Let the elbow stay in line with the shoulder though. Does this feel different? Can you keep that right shoulder and right ear against the wall? Awesome work, you guys. Take another breath. And then you can start to release. You can scooch away from the wall completely if you'd like, and maybe give the knees a squeeze. Maybe you are conveniently resting your back against the wall now. But if you aren't, scooch nice and close. You can find any comfy seat or butterfly, but bring your hips, your back, your entire spine as close to the wall as you can get it. Maybe even the back of the head, the back of the shoulders. You might be in butterfly or any other comfy seat. But just closing your eyes once again. Keeping the spine long. You might scoot your feet a little closer towards the hips. But rest your hands anywhere that is comfortable. Your knees, your lap. And you notice the back of your head. All the way down your spine. Being supported by the wall. And you let your shoulders fall away from your ear. And then can you start to move your hands together in front of your chest? Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, namaste.